The global financial system is vast, intricate, and moves in milliseconds. But beneath the surface of every trade, every payment, lies a single, terrifying vulnerability. In the shadow of a dark trading floor, a new technology is quietly reaching maturity. The global economy runs entirely on trust, but that trust is protected by digital locks that are about to meet their master. To understand the danger, we must first look at the invisible security layer that secures modern finance. This security is known as public key cryptography, the mathematical assurance that your money is where you left it. Every payment, every asset, every secure transfer is guarded by this digital shield. It's the hidden foundation of banking, insurance, asset custody, and even personal identity. But the security of these systems is based on one hard mathematical problem: the near impossibility of factoring extremely large numbers. Quantum computing is not just faster, it's fundamentally different. Its power lies in using qubits to perform many calculations at once. A machine capable of factoring those immense numbers instantly, crushing centuries of assumed security in a single, devastating calculation. The focus of this threat is a devastating mathematical tool that exists in theory today. The specific threat is called Shor's algorithm. With enough stable qubits, it becomes the ultimate cryptographic key, rendering virtually all current public key encryption obsolete. The security of our entire digital infrastructure, from banking to military communication, depends on the fact that this algorithm cannot currently be run. This isn't a distant science fiction scenario. It is a near-term technological inevitability. Experts estimate cryptographically relevant quantum computers could arrive this decade. The moment they do, the vulnerability moves from theoretical to immediate. The window to fix the digital locks before the key is created is closing fast. Imagine the scale of the damage, not a breach, but a complete surrender of digital trust. In one day, billions in asset custody, private client data, and the integrity of global payment systems could be entirely exposed. It's not just a computing story, it's a threat to financial confidence itself, the foundation upon which all modern markets are built. The good news is, the world's best cryptographers are already working on the solution. The greatest defense isn't another faster computer. It's an entirely new type of math. The race for post-quantum security is already on. The alternative is total, irreversible silence. Welcome to the Invisible Shields, a look into the core technology securing our modern financial world. We begin with the scale of the global economy, a system built on speed and digital transfer. Look at any major city. It is a node in an immense, interconnected financial web. Trillions of dollars move every second, across borders and through networks, powered entirely by trust. This massive flow of value depends on a core infrastructure, the digital arteries of the global system. Banking systems and data centers form a robust framework where speed meets scale. This global network is secured not just by banks and law, but by invisible digital walls, the layers of cryptographic security. Every secure transfer relies on cryptography, the science of secret writing. Visualized, this process is digital data being locked and unlocked by complex, secure keys. At the heart of this security are cryptographic protocols, ensuring every transfer is authentic and private. But a secure transaction requires more than just encryption. It requires verifying who is initiating the transfer. When you buy something online, systems use digital signatures and identity checks behind the scenes. Digital signatures confirm identities, verifying that funds move only to their intended destination. This trust extends to the highest levels of finance, including the volatility of global markets. High-speed stock exchanges require instant, verified data to function without collapse. From simple online payments to high-speed stock exchanges, encryption keeps accounts intact and preserves trust. So what truly secures the global economy? It is not the polished facade of the bank, but the cold, quiet power of the data center. Modern finance relies fundamentally on this silent guardian, the cryptographic code that makes the digital economy possible. The digital world we rely on is built on layers of security, secured by mathematics. But a fundamental shift in computing threatens to undo it all. This is the dawn of quantum computing, a technology so powerful it operates on the very laws of physics. At its heart lies complex cryogenic hardware, needed to isolate and control the incredibly sensitive quantum states. We are entering the next frontier of computation, moving past the classical limitations that have defined our digital age for decades. Classical computers use bits, zeros or ones, like a simple light switch, either on or off. Quantum computers use qubits. Thanks to quantum mechanics, a qubit can be 0, 1, or both simultaneously, a state known as superposition. Furthermore, qubits can become entangled, linking their states. This allows quantum systems to explore millions of possibilities at once, enabling massive, parallel computation. This fundamental difference is what gives quantum systems their incredible potential to tackle problems far beyond our current capabilities. For certain mathematical challenges, particularly those based on prime factorization, the difference is not speed, it's possibility. These problems, which would take classical supercomputers longer than the age of the universe to solve, become manageable, even instantaneous, for a large-scale quantum machine. So how does this computational leap impact our everyday lives and the security of our most sensitive data? The internet, banking, secure communications, and even government secrets are all protected by what we call conventional cryptography. This security relies on the fact that while multiplying large prime numbers is easy, factoring them back into their primes is incredibly hard for classical computers. Currently, this mathematical difficulty acts as a lock that requires too much time and power for hackers to break. However, quantum systems, specifically using algorithms like Shor's, could eventually solve this factorization problem efficiently, essentially turning that unbreakable lock into a simple latch. It is crucial to understand that quantum computers do not break all security protocols instantly or by magic. Their danger is highly targeted. They attack the specific, underlying mathematical challenges that form the foundation of widely used public key encryption methods. The development challenges are immense, requiring complex systems and near absolute zero temperatures, proving this is an engineering feat, not just an abstract idea. The threat is real, and the potential consequences for global data security are profound. But scientists are already working on a solution. The race is now on to implement new forms of encryption, post-quantum cryptography, that can withstand the full computational power of the quantum era. Welcome to Quantum Threat, the breakdown of financial trust. The stability of the global economy is built on a foundation few ever see: digital security. Our journey begins in the analytical darkness, where the silent processes of finance are about to face an existential threat. Visualize the core of financial transactions, intricate webs of cryptography designed to be mathematically unbreakable. This system of digital signatures and secure key exchanges is the invisible pillar upholding every transfer of value, every contract, every measure of digital trust. But what happens when the tools we rely on for security suddenly become useless? Deep within the technological horizon lies a single catastrophic vulnerability: the arrival of a powerful enough quantum machine. This machine doesn't just calculate, it shatters the mathematical basis of our current public key encryption, introducing an immediate, global systemic risk. The attack begins with the instantaneous decryption of the very locks designed to protect our data. Watch as digital signatures and key exchanges, once guarantees of identity and security, fragment and collapse across global networks. In the quantum age, the time needed to break these fundamental security protocols drops from centuries to seconds. With security broken, the nature of the crisis shifts from simple data breach to active systemic corruption. Exposed financial messages become the blueprints for massive, simultaneous forgery. Imagine millions of fraudulent transactions, all appearing legitimate, flooding the global system. This is not merely about theft, it's about panic, insurmountable legal uncertainty, and the inability to discern true ownership from fake. The chaos accelerates as the reality of the breach dawns on the institutions. Executives and security teams watch in disbelief as the foundational crypto systems they rely on vanish, exposing years of data and transactions. Panic spreads from the data centers to the trading floor. The ability to trust any digital record is gone. In the end, the most valuable asset lost is not money, but confidence. When digital assurance fails, the flow of capital freezes. Economic activity stalls because the systems that verify identity and intent are irrevocably compromised. The true crisis of quantum vulnerability is the irreversible breakdown of trust that finance depends on to exist. The greatest technological shift in history is quietly unfolding, and it carries an unprecedented financial risk. This is a story about a ticking clock, a timeline that is already shaping cybersecurity, banking strategy, and national policy today. Inside secure data vaults and behind encrypted firewalls, the systems protecting the world's wealth are facing an existential threat. The greatest financial quantum threat may not begin on the day a breakthrough is announced. It's the silent preparation happening in the years before it. This is the store now, decrypt later danger, where current data is the target. We see the global flow of information, a continuous stream of sensitive data. Adversaries are already harvesting today's encrypted data, knowing that once quantum capability arrives, every secret, every transaction, every national defense file secured by current cryptography will be rendered obsolete. The gravity of this threat is now resonating at the highest levels of global finance. This immediate threat is forcing central banks and financial regulators to act now, recognizing that the integrity of the entire global financial system is at stake. They are prioritizing migration planning to secure trillions of dollars in assets before the dangerous threshold is reached. The most visible battleground in this pre-quantum race is in the security operations centers. Cybersecurity teams aren't waiting for Q-Day. They are actively engaged in complex, multi-year projects to migrate legacy systems to new, post-quantum cryptography standards. This massive undertaking requires coordination, expertise, and a zero tolerance for delay. While institutions upgrade, research labs worldwide are working on the fundamental defense. This is a global race. Researchers are developing quantum-resistant algorithms, the only known defense against future quantum attacks. Governments are issuing urgent warnings and mandates for migration planning across critical infrastructure, from energy grids to financial networks. The danger is not theoretical. It is imminent. The threat vector is already wide open. The work required to upgrade our entire cryptographic foundation is staggering, but the cost of inaction is exponentially higher. The window to secure our most sensitive information is now. The institutions that move fastest will determine the financial security of the next generation. Subtle cinematic background music begins, low and steady. This is the final chapter, the quantum vault. We reflect on the deep vulnerability lurking within our digital lives. We begin where all digital trust resides, in the great, silent vaults of code. A cold, cavernous silence hangs over the data centers that hold the keys to our civilization. We built our world upon vaults of code, believing their darkness kept us safe. This safety is based on something even more abstract. Quick cuts reveal screens filled with the frantic, invisible language of encryption. Our banks, our commerce, our very identities run on invisible mathematics, a trust in problems no one is supposed to solve. But a profound shift is coming from the edge of reality. A slow push-in reveals the strange, freezing silence of the quantum machine. Beneath that silence, the quantum machine waits. A technology that doesn't just calculate, but unravels. This potential forces us to face the uncomfortable truth about our current safety. Brief, unsettling flashes of global market data glitching across the screen. It forces us to confront the deepest truth, that the stability of our markets is profoundly fragile. The moment of reckoning will come not from a system failure, but from a calculated success. A sudden shift from the microscopic to the cosmic. If quantum computers ever break the locks of global finance, the first thing they may shatter is not only security. The visual begins its slow, elegant fade to black, reflecting the loss of certainty. Screen continues to fade to black over 5 seconds. Narration, final line, sharp and dominant. But the shared belief that the system underneath modern money can still be trusted. Subtle cinematic background music fades completely to silence.